Before you can start using Time Tracker for SME, you need to make sure you have all of your technicians set up and everyone assigned to a supervisor. Start out in SME and go to the Users module and search for a technician. Each technician entering time should have their user record set to Is Technician, and they should also have their default service item and payroll item set up. The default service item is a service item that will be assigned to their time entries by default, unless the tech changes it on their individual entries. The default payroll item is the pay item that will be assigned to the time entry by default unless the tech changes it on their entry. You need to make sure all technicians are assigned to a supervisor. A supervisor can approve time for the tech. The supervisor can also add time and edit time for any tech they supervise. In this example, I'll assign this tech to Bob Fieldguy. If we search all of our active users in SME, we can see all the techs that Bob Fieldguy supervises. When Bob logs into Time Tracker for SME, he would be able to approve time, add time, or edit time for anyone under him. Bob's supervisor is Mark. Mark can add, edit, and approve time for Bob and anyone that Bob supervises. Any technician that will be using Time Tracker will need a username and password set up in SME Mobile Master. See the section on the wiki for SME Mobile Master assigning usernames. If you are syncing the time entries to QuickBooks timesheets, you need to make sure you have timesheets set up in QuickBooks. Also, in each employee record that you will be syncing timesheets for, you need to check Use Time Data to create paychecks under the Payroll Info tab. You also need to set up your syncing settings in SQLink. In SQLink, click File, Setup, click Edit at the bottom, then check Transfer Tech Time and Actual Time Only. Check which status the time entry needs to be in to sync to QuickBooks. If you want only approved time to go to QuickBooks, then check Approved. You could also set Submitted and only time submitted would sync, or Always Expert would sync any entry made, even before it was submitted or approved in Time Tracker. Checking Update to Payroll after export would set the payroll check on the Time Tracking tab in a labor item once the time entry is synced to QuickBooks.